You are now tuned in to the motherfucking Ambition Hour podcast on Worth the Wait Radio. You ready? It's the Ambition Hour, baby. It's the Ambition Hour, baby. It's the Ambition Hour, baby. Yo, and welcome to the Ambition Hour podcast. It's your girl, Claudia Renee, on your airwaves, and this is episode 141. Yay! Hello, beautiful people, and welcome yet again to another episode of the Ambition Hour podcast. It's your girl, Claudia Renee, and I am here yet again this beautiful WTW Saturday. Yes, sir. And I'm really excited because if you are not watching us on YouTube, then I'm letting you know that I am not alone today. I have the beautiful Nikki B in the studio with me today. Looking all beautiful. Smelling good. I'm so excited, guys, because this is our first guest since the pandemic has started. Actually, it's been our first guest in a very long time.
Yep.
So it's an honor to have you here.
Thank you for having me.
I am so excited to have you here. Before we go ahead and get started, do we have anything dropping this week that you would like to tell the people?
Yeah, I got Boss coming out basically it's out right now, so go ahead and listen to it on all DSPs.
For sure. So make sure that you guys listen. I say this every time that my little brother drops a song. Y'all better go listen to my little brother's music.
Facts.
Y'all better go listen. And I'm really excited. We usually start the episode every single week with saying what we're grateful for. So I would like to ask you, what are you grateful for this week?
No pressure.
I am grateful to be here. I'm grateful for the opportunities that are pouring into my life.
Yes. Awesome. What are you grateful for, Hav?
Oh man, I'm grateful for love and for love lost.
Okay. Everyone in the studio is laughing right now because we were having a conversation before, so don't mind us. But that's what you're grateful for, Hav?
Man, yeah, let's just say that. To not say too much, let's just say that.
This week I'm going to say that I'm very grateful for my car because yes, number one, it's under my name, so thank God for that.
Big boost.
And also it takes me where I want to go. And I have to be grateful for that because there was a time where I did not have my own car. I was borrowing a car. I was using somebody else's car. I couldn't even put gas in nobody's car. So I'm just very grateful that I could do that. It's my car. It's, I got tints on it now, so I'm acting real different. So I just feel very blessed and very grateful for my car.
Awesome.
So I'm really excited to have you here, guys. We have an author in the building. You're also our first author. Yes. So I'm really, really excited. We normally have like DJs and producers and artists. So one of the things that I really, when Jax told me, I'm like, oh my God, yes, I've been dying to have an author on the show and just like pick your brain because once upon a time I wanted to write a book. I was younger. But she actually brought the book for us. It's called Create Your Own Magic.
Mm-hmm.
And it
Out
drops
now?
in November. No, it drops in November, right?
November 13th.
November 13th. Oh, you know one of my favorite days is November 12th?
Really?
Yes. I know it's not the same day, but so it drops on November 13th. Tell me, are you nervous? Are you scared? What?
I'm excited.
You're
I'm kind
excited?
of ready. Because of the pandemic, it was supposed to come out before then, but we had to push it back. And then, I chose my birthday. I was like, my birthday's on Friday this year. Let's go ahead and just go all the way.
What a great way to celebrate your birthday. And tell me, what advice would you give your 17-year-old self?
To follow my intuition. Just follow my intuition and just go for it. Go for everything that you want. Go for everything that you deserve. And stay true to yourself.
That's something that when we're younger, I don't think anybody ever taught us that.
No.
Like, taught us to stay true to ourselves, to follow our intuition. Because at that age, everyone is telling us what to do. Yeah. Especially with our future, with our lives.
Yep.
With how everything is supposed to go down. So that's some great advice. And I know, because something that we're like really big on here is like childhood trauma and talking about that and acknowledging it, so that way we become better people, therefore better people for everyone else around us. So yeah, so for me, my advice is the same for my 17-year-old self, is just like, fuck what anybody gotta say. Like, do what you want to do.
Right.
Do what you want to do. If I would have done what I wanted to do when I was 17, I would have been a backup dancer for Usher, but it's okay. It's okay. Listen, I'm actually doing what I wanted to do when I was 12 years old. So it works out, right? Yeah. I'm making my 12-year-old self very proud. So tell me, I'm seeing that this is like, is it 51 days?
60 days.
60 days.
60 days.
Oh, that's great. I love a 60-day. Like, would you call it like a challenge, or what is it that you would call it?
I guess you can call it a challenge. I didn't want to do it too long. Initially, you know, when my friend told me to do it, she was like, do 365. I was like, nobody's going to stick to something for 365 days. Yeah. I think 60 days, you know, it takes 21 days to break a habit. And I think 60 days just kind of brings it all in together. So.
Yeah. And it also doesn't it doesn't just limit it to the month, and then how sometimes there's like a 90-day plan type of thing. It just like you said, in 2 months, I feel like a lot can get done. You can change a lot in 2 months. Right. And especially because I know it's a book about affirmations and things like that. Can you tell me a little bit of how that got started? Like, what made you be like, I'm going to write a book about affirmations?
So every year I do a vision board party, a vision board event. And last year when I did the third or fourth one, my friend, she was like, I need more of this every day. You should write a book, 365 days, affirmations. So I was like, well, I'm not going to do 365 because I know personally I would not stick to 365 days. So I did the 60 days. And for me, affirmations, like, that's always been my thing. So even like in high school, elementary, I've had the same best friend since I was in 3rd grade. So we always spoke life into each other. We always spoke affirmations and, you know, just really manifested things into our life without even realizing it. As an adult now, looking back and looking through all my journals and things like that, I realized what I was doing. So I wanted to do that, but I wanted to create something. So the book, it's broken down into 3 sections: self-love, manifestation, and then creating your own magic. But when I did my research, everything was like, anything like in this genre was based around religion. I don't practice a specific religion. So I wanted to create something that anybody can utilize and benefit from. And really just breaking down how manifestation works, because, you know, obviously now it's like a buzzword where everybody just thinks, okay, say this every day for 10 days and you'll manifest it into your life.
It's not a diet.
That's not how it works? Oh, God damn it.
That's not how it works. So in the book, you know, before each section, I kind of, you know, have a little chat, and then every day just really breaking down that it's a process. You know, before you can start manifesting things into your life, you have to first have self-love. So you got to do the work. You got to work on the trauma. You got to work on loving yourself first before you can, you know, bring anything into your life. And every day you have to affirm that. Then you have to create the space for it to exist, meaning that you got to work on your surroundings. You got to work on removing the things out of your life that doesn't benefit you.
At all.
At all.
At all.
Because there's a lot of, you know, it might be friendships, it might be a job, it might be a relationship, whatever it is, you got to work on removing those things. Yeah. And then you can create your own magic. It just comes easily.
I love that, because in 2017, I was in a transition in my life where I didn't really know what it was that I wanted to do. I knew at that moment I was doing fitness, and I was really big into that, like health and fitness and working out. And I always felt like I loved myself, and I did, because I did put my health as a priority. But it wasn't until that year where I felt like I lost everything that I'm like, some things need to change. Right. Who do I need to get rid of? What do I need to get rid of? What is taking up so much space, not just around me, but in my mind, that I need to let go of? So like the self-love part, I feel like is so important. And I feel like that's why so many people, I was going to say women, but just people in general, they fall into relationships that don't serve them, whether it be romantic ones or just regular friendships. Because there's some times where, because we don't love ourselves, we allow other people to treat us how they want. Also to turn us into somebody that we don't necessarily want to be. And then so that just like, it just diminishes your character, it diminishes your spirit, and it ultimately, it just, you know, just makes you less than who you really are.
Right.
And so that's beautiful. I actually have an affirmation. I am God's masterpiece.
Oh, that's so.
On my, right here on my shoulder blade. Someone told me that I was like too full of myself because I had that. I'm like, but we're all a God's masterpiece.
You are.
Of course he was joking, but you know, but I thought about it and I'm just like, no, but like we all are God's masterpiece, you know, like without bringing like really religion into it, but it's just, it's something that like I put on myself because I knew that the work still isn't done.
Right.
His work, my work, the universe's work is still not done. But I know that there is it's already written. You know what I mean? So I just have to follow the path that is going to lead me to become that person. So we were talking about music earlier. So I want to know, what kind of music is it that you like? Who's your favorite artist?
So I have an obsession with Nipsey Hussle.
Oh, yes. I was listening to him today. Today's actually the anniversary of when he dropped the mixtape that he was selling for $100.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I don't pay attention to social media.
Same.
But yeah, I mean, aside from, so for me, I used to listen to any music. Like, I loved music. I was a part of like a entertainment when I was in high school. But you know, as I grew as a person spiritually and things like that, I started to listen to things that feed my spirit, that I need to listen to. So like my husband, when he wakes up in the morning, he listens to all type of stuff and it just gives me a headache. Like, how can you think? So, but I'm stuck in the 90s, so I listen to R&B, a lot of R&B, a lot of, you know, hip hop from then as well, rap, trap music. But I like Nipsey Hussle's Victory Lap because a lot of the songs, they're not like raunchy, and then they're not, I don't know, like the lyrics of most of his songs, they just, I can relate to them and I can understand. And, you know, he talks a lot about manifestation as well.
Manifestation, about entrepreneurship, about owning your own stuff, about, you know, helping the people around you and uplifting them as well. We lost a really great artist when we lost Nipsey. Yeah. R.I.P. to him. So who do you have like on replay? Like who?
Definitely Nipsey. But Cardi B does have some songs that I like, and I guess her songs are more so for like
guilty pleasure.
That's like when you want to feel like some type of way. Because I don't know if you heard her project, but one of my favorite songs by her is Moneybag.
That's one of, yeah.
That song gets me, money gets me in my bag.
Right, right. And that's the songs I listen to, for like anything that's related to like money. Yeah, that's it.
It just gets you in that. So tell me, how did you come about with linking up with Jax and the Messengers?
So one of my childhood associates, he was a guest speaker at one of my events, and then the following year he recommended Jax. So Jax was actually the guest speaker to January 2019, so that vision board. And you know, he came and he did his thing. You know, he spoke, and he's very powerful. I mean, just a lot of the way he carries himself in the community, within his business, things like that. They've done their part, you know, with the book publishing. And ever since then, I mean, anything that I do, and, you know, I got the idea to write the book, he was the first person that I contacted.
I mean, I know who I'm contacting when that book does come out. When I actually write it, I'm like, I'm done. I'm going to hit him up and be like, Jax. I actually was talking to him today because he was the one who set this interview up. So shout out to Jax for that. I appreciate you. Let's get a round of applause from a dog. And I told him, I was like, we're going to have you on because you're the man with the vision, and I need the man behind the vision to come on. But I actually heard him on the NWO podcast. Okay. And that's where him and I connected, because we've also been on that podcast as well.
Shout out to the NWO.
Yeah, shout out to the NWO podcast.
Come on.
Gang. They're so much fun. They are so much fun. They're like, what is it, like 3 crazy Haitians and a Jamaican, and it's just awesome.
Like
it is fun. We had a great time there. Where is it that you're from? I did read that you're from the islands.
The Virgin Islands.
Virgin Islands.
St. Thomas.
And were you born there or were you born here?
No, I was born there, and I came here when I was 7, 8, something like that.
How was the adjustment from living there to moving here?
Well, my grandmother, she was an entrepreneur, so she had properties here. So we always came here for like the summers, back
Big
and
bag.
forth.
What did you say?
Big bag.
Yeah. Dang.
So I guess it was, I think the biggest adjustment was having to change my dialect, because, you know, we obviously speak with an accent there, and just kind of like the mannerism. So just in the Caribbean, you go anywhere, you see anybody on the street, hi, hello, good afternoon. They don't do that shit here.
They don't.
They don't.
I went to a restaurant yesterday and said hello 2 times. I did not get a hello back. I was just like, I know I have a mask, but I'm not invisible, guys. like I'm right here and I'm saying hello. That's beside the point. But
No, but and I've been here for 20 years now, and it still doesn't. It's still like new. You still get aggravated and just get to a point where it's like, I don't want to talk to nobody because y'all just rude.
Yeah, we're originally from California. We were born there. And so moving from California to here, and like how you said, people there are a little bit more nice. It's a little different over there as well because you can be a Latino, but they won't talk to you in Spanish like how they do here. Like here, it's like they'll talk to you in Spanish before they talk to you in English because they see you and they're like, this girl talks Spanish. They don't know my Spanish is not that good.
They do it to my mom all the time.
I believe it because it's just how it is down here, especially in South Florida. So, over there, like that's like like a difference. And then even here, like here, it's when you say hello to somebody, you give them a kiss on the cheek, and like that's, you know, over there it wasn't like that. So it's just like different things that you have to get accustomed to when you move even from another state to move down here. So you mentioned that you were a mother of a 7-year-old, a boy.
Yep.
Right.
Nemo.
You said what?
Nemo.
We
call him Nemo.
Oh, okay. Oh, how cute. So you said he's 7 years old. Okay, so what I want to know, I guess, is like, as a mom, how is it that you have used what you wrote in this book for your son?
That's a hell of a question.
Right. I guess, I mean, parenting is like every day, every second of the day. And I guess the way I do it, the best way to do it is to lead by example.
Yeah.
So that's pretty much what I do. And I'm not one of those parents that's like, no, you can't do that, and that's it. I explain to him, even if it's after he gets upset and he's over it, whatever. But I definitely explain everything to him. I explain, okay, this is why you do this. This is why you say this. This is why you operate this way. And, you know, and I protect his energy, protect his environment. And if it means that I got to cut somebody off, then I got to cut somebody off. So, like I said, leading by example and then explaining to him, you know, but he's a very intelligent kid, so 99%.
He noticed your hair, so.
Yeah. 99% of the time, we don't have to tell him anything. He kind of picks up on it on his own.
Does your son, like, kind of love you a little bit more than his pops?
Oh, definitely. Oh, God. Once his dad hears this, he's going to be like, well, damn.
Hey, sorry, player, man. It's the same way, man. It's the mother-son thing.
Yeah,
it's the mother-son thing.
Him and my mom are like, they call each other amor, which is amor.
Like,
They call each other that, like.
That's everything to me.
And my husband, he wanted a boy so bad, and everybody's like, you do know that boys are for moms.
Yeah.
Right? He's like, no, my son is going to love me. And it's like, so now when we were dropping him to the airport earlier, my son, he just randomly tells, Mommy, I love you. And he was like, Daddy, I love you too, because you're always complaining that I don't tell you I love you.
He like, here, so you want to talk shit on the plane. I feel him, though. I'm a girl, so there's always that love that you have for your dad.
Right.
But my mom is my best friend, so if it were to be up to me, I would love a girl because my cousin told me this a long time ago. Because she has 2 girls and a boy. Okay. So she's like, like I like having girls because with the girls, like once they get married and all that stuff, like there's still a close relationship with the mom,
right?
Because she's the one who's still in the delivery room, the one you go to for advice. But and on the other hand, when it's the boy, it's a little different because now he has a main lady in his life.
Right. It's
you may not be, you may not be in the delivery room because her mom's in the delivery room. You know what I mean? So it's just a little different. I don't know. I don't have kids yet, so we'll see when that happens. And how about in your marriage, like the affirmations? Like, is that something that you and your husband have practiced together?
I do it for him.
Ooh.
He's,
Ladies, y'all heard?
He's
I saw her ring, so I'm gonna start doing some affirmations from. I'm gonna start doing some affirmations from my man that ain't my man.
Nothing but blessings.
I'm not saying you don't gotta get that one. I'm just saying, continue.
But
I'm sorry. Sometimes I don't know how to act.
That's good to say sometimes.
But yeah, so he's a little bit different. He's Haitian, so his culture is a little bit different from mine. And then obviously our upbringings were different. So for me, this is like normal in my family. But I do tell him to speak things into existence, say exactly what you want, practicing taking the negative out of his vocabulary. So I do that, but then I say affirmations for him. So like even before we got married, like, it was rocky. We almost didn't get there, but
hey, we'll keep it real.
We almost didn't get there, but at some point it was just like, you know what, you can't really lead by example, and just being positive and speaking. I wrote affirmations for my king, so it was like that was a challenge. It was, I think, 21 days. So I actually have it on my website. And that came about when, like, me and a couple of my other friends, we were all going through like relationship problems, and you get on the phone with your friends and it's just like, oh my God, he did that. And you're always going to relate to your friend, especially if they're a female like you're going to relate. So it just got to a point where it's like, I'm tired of talking about the negative shit. Like, what are we going to do to help each other and like really change? So I did the affirmations for my king, and just really just speaking positive things every day, and then doing different things, because sometimes we neglect the men and we don't realize that they need to do the same things too, because they're humans. So I would tell them, okay, well, what is it that you're working on? What is it that I can pray for, that I can help you, speak it into existence for you. I'll put some of my energy with what you got going on, and we're gonna make it happen. So
I know that's right.
Y'all saw the ring.
That. She said affirmations for my king. I wish if I had a notebook, I'd be writing it down.
Hey, on the website. No, we gotta get the website.
It's on the website.
Yeah, ladies, it's on the website. It's on the website. Link is in the bio.
That's awesome, because I recently saw something that Kiki Palmer posted, and she says, y'all worried about the prayer that Sierra did for Russell Wilson, but what she did was she just prayed for herself. And I feel that so much, because you can only pray so much for the other person.
Correct.
But once you're the main person that you're praying for, and obviously the people that are around you, like, man, it just lands there for you. It's just like, here you go. You worked this hard for you. You did this for you. Now it's time for you to in turn do that for the other person that I'm gonna put into your life, type of thing. So that's beautiful. That's funny that you said y'all almost ain't make it. But I mean,
just being honest.
Yeah, it's real. It's the honest truth. It happens. Like, not every relationship is perfect. And you mentioned that you guys have been together for 10 years. So I can just imagine like what that was like, what that is like, what stories you may have, what like I guess for me, because in my instance, and then you can, I guess, say like what it is. I know there was a time in my life where I was like, I don't have the answers anymore. Like, I don't know what the hell is going on. Like, I know that I love my life. I know that I want to be happy. I know that I want peace, but I don't know anymore. And I was single at that moment. So, but at the same time, like, I was in that dating situations, and like, you fall into these like situationships that you
playing
get
the field.
Yeah, I'm playing the field,
Reading the defense.
Young single girl trying to get it where I can. And so, of course, so like you just fall into like a vulnerable moment where you just like don't know. So I can just imagine how that could be in your life, like with a relationship, and having those hardships, and then there's a kid involved, you know. So you must really work on yourself a lot.
I do.
She's like,
day, all my life.
That's why I wrote the book. 60 days.
All my life. So the first year into our relationship, actually, because we graduated 2010, and we started dating that summer, and by November of 2011, we actually had our first kid, and I miscarried on Thanksgiving Day. I was 21 weeks, so about 5 months. Dang. And
close to your birthday too, huh?
Yeah, it was 2 weeks after my birthday. Yeah. Wow. So we actually got married on her birthday last year. So the first year into our relationship, there was that. You know, and then there was like so many different things. Like, you know, we were teenagers, we were young. I was only 17 because I was 17 when I graduated. So I was 17 years old, and I never really was in a relationship in high school. Like, my main thing was like focus on getting the scholarship to not have to pay for college. So, you know, the 10 years, I mean, there was a lot of ups and downs. Then a year after having her, I got pregnant with my son. We weren't trying. We don't know how he got here, but he made it.
Hey, that's why he's Nemo, huh? That's why he's that's why he's Nemo. He made it.
Right. He found his way. And, you know, that was rocky because we were young parents. We were 20s. I was still in college, and I was not giving that up. I made a promise to myself that I was going to graduate.
Where'd you go?
Miami-Dade.
Facts.
So I got my bachelor's
from
from
Miami-Dade.
I went a couple semesters.
I went a semester.
I think everybody has done at least one semester.
So listen, because they like it's like almost like a pathway to Miami adulthood almost. It's like you are now inducted into the adulthood of Miami. Now
Welcome to taxes and bills.
Now that you've done a semester in Miami-Dade.
Right. So, you know, it was rocky. And then he proposed to me in 2016. And that was still kind of rocky. But then he started driving trucks. So he got his CDL in the end of 2000.
Shout out to our drivers out there.
End of 2017, 18, one of the two. And when he left, because at that point, you know, we had already bought our first house. We had a kid, you know, all these different things. And you, as a woman, for me, you get lost. I definitely got lost. I got lost in being his girlfriend. I got lost in being a parent. I got lost in, you know, helping everybody around me. And you lose yourself. You don't know I don't know what I want. I'm blessed to have a roof over my head. I'm blessed to have a car. But I don't know what do I want out of life anymore? You know, I have a degree. But what do I want for me? So, you know, he ended up going over the road. So he wasn't home. It was just me and Nemo. And that was definitely time we needed apart. Because that's where I started to unpack a lot of stuff. Yeah. With myself, you know, because now I don't have we spoke on the phone hours on hours, you know, at a time. But for the most part, I didn't have to physically tend to him. Be there.
Yeah. Right. It's different. It's very different.
Very different. So it gave me a lot of time to process my feelings, process my thoughts, you know, just deal with stuff because, you know, I'm a Scorpio. We don't really, it's just kind of, all right, got this and keep going. And that's just it. Yeah. But,
you're emotionless.
Right.
Like, no shade. Cool. I'm a Gemini, so you might have.
Oh, he's a Gemini too. So, and I was born under a Gemini moon, so I have a lot of
Gemini shit going on.
Right.
There's about 2 pairs of twins running around this bitch right now.
So, you know, I realized in order for me to move forward and in order for me to like really figure out, get back to myself, I had to deal with a lot of emotions, a lot of things that I was not dealing with. So I started to do that. Some of the affirmations in the book actually came from notes throughout those, that 2 year span that he was on the road. And yeah.
Do you feel like during that time you guys got closer because he wasn't around?
Yes.
And it allowed you guys to communicate a little better, I would assume.
Yes.
So that when he comes home, it's like, listen, we've been talking on the phone, communicating.
Right.
Like, it needs to continue now that you're home type of thing. Or at least, you're not always on the road type of
Correct.
thing.
Yeah.
So I think that's so important. And I think that I've always, even when I was younger, I've always thought that communication was like one of the biggest things in a relationship. And I always noticed that when the communication stopped and it wasn't good, I wasn't happy and the relationship therefore wasn't good.
Yeah.
And so, guys, communication. I say this all the time on the
Communication is
podcast. Yeah, communication is very big key.
Claudia, sometimes I be writing notes here. So I have here, long distance relationships do work? Question mark?
They do. It depends on the person.
Saying yes.
That's what I got from that.
Like she says, it does. It depends on the person, and also like, I feel like if the love is there, it like does not matter. Like one of the girls that one of my best friends, shout out to Mighty Sunshine, she met this guy. They dated for like 2 weeks. They ended up being boyfriend and girlfriend, and then like I think within a month he was in the Marines. He got deployed.
Oh.
To the point where she couldn't go visit where he was. They couldn't see each other. Like, it was like a can't see each other, sometimes days of can't talk to you either.
Yeah.
And so they're married now. So when I see that, I'm like, bro, anything can happen if you really love the person.
Yeah.
Like, the distance doesn't matter. The maybe not communicating every single day doesn't matter. It's like if the person is for you, the person is for you. That's like the saying that, si es para ti, no te va, like, it's not going to miss you. So if it's for you, it's not going to miss you.
I like that.
Yeah. So, and I strongly believe that. So every time that, like, I see something that I want, and I'm like, I want this for a reason. There isn't, like, I'm not just wanting this because it's cute or because it's going to put a smile on my face temporarily. Like, I want this because it's for me. And so I kind of have to do everything that I need to do to get it. Yep. And so what were you majoring at Miami-Dade?
I have my bachelor's initially I started off with psychology. So when I found out I was pregnant with Nemo, I was supposed to be transferring to FIU, but they were overcrowded. And then I was like, you know what, psychology, because I was going to do forensic psychology, which is like criminal psychology. And I was like, that's going to take too long. I have a kid on the way. So now strategically playing in my head what's going to work. And that was the year that Miami-Dade started doing the bachelor's. So they had supervision and management, which is like a business degree. And business was also something that I was obsessed with. So I was in FBLA in high school and middle school. So that's what I did. And now I'm getting my master's in industrial organization psychology.
Your master's? Go ahead, girl. That's awesome. Guys, listen. She's doing it all. She's a mother, a wife. She writes books. She's getting her master's. I'm inspired. I'm not going to go back to school, but I'm inspired.
I ain't that inspired. But,
I'm very inspired. No.
But when I'm tired, I'm going to think of you because I have no excuses.
I am extremely inspired. And it's funny because you wanting to do psychology, you said, right?
Yeah.
And in essence, what you're kind of doing now is you're helping people with their mindset.
Right.
So you're kind of doing it.
Just a different way.
Yeah, it's a different way because it's your way. It's
right.
with you're not reading the books that people are telling you. They're reading yours.
Right.
Because here, okay, so I'm going to open the book up so you guys can see the inside. So I don't think they can see.
The color of
the lighting, yeah. You got to bend it down.
Right there. So you guys see, okay, that's the wrong side. This right here. Let me just grab she gives you like space to be able to write. Bam. Don't show them too much, huh? Because they got to find the book first.
My bad.
Yeah, she gives you space.
You must pay now for the full book.
She gives you space so you can write down like the daily reflection. So I was telling her when she literally gave you the book, and I'm like, so I did this book. It's called Soul Coaching. So it's 28 days to finding your authentic self, and it's not the same thing as this, but they give you exercises. So it's like they'll give you like different levels of exercises, and I do it every single year because you literally change every single year, and people don't get that. Like,
you do.
They're like, you're reading it again. I'm like, yeah. I am a completely different person than I was last year. You don't want to believe me? You should check my notes. I really love that you have this space here because like I like to write and I like to reflect and I like to everything. What would you say is the biggest takeaway that you want the readers to take away from this book? Besides the manifestation and that it works and
that they can create their own magic, that you know, they're a big deal. That they're a big deal. Like I have this running thing. Like I have a Facebook group called Affirm, Create, Manifest, and it started in there where I tell them like, look, I don't want y'all to say the word little anymore. And I realized that a lot of people use that terminology like, my little business is growing, or she got, you know, I got this little promotion, or I got this. It's like little, like that's a big fucking deal to me. You get what I'm saying? Like everything is a big deal. Like I don't care how small it may seem to somebody else, it's a big deal. Mm-hmm. So I want, you know, the goal for the book is for people to, it's really about self. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Because everything starts with self. You can't expect anybody else to love you, appreciate you, respect you if you don't do it for yourself first. Everybody's going to mimic how you treat yourself. That's how they're going to treat you. Yeah. So I want everybody to walk away feeling like, look, I'm a big deal. I'm the shit. Not to be like cocky, but just really appreciating themselves. Yeah. And yeah.
Hell yeah. That's something that my dad thankfully taught me, that was like, not to be cocky, but to just know, like,
have confidence.
Yeah, you'd won.
Right.
You won. Like he tells me about the podcast. He's just like, man, like, God gave you that voice for a reason. Like he blessed you with that voice because he knew that you were going to do this. Right. You know, type of thing. So then when I come into this, like I have that in the back of my mind. Like I can't let him down. I can't let the vision that was put upon me down. Right. Yeah. Like I just cannot. So that's great. I love that. That's what you want for the people that are reading this book, because I feel that everybody, especially at this time that we're all going through,
there you go, Clay,
we all need this.
Right.
Like we all need to know, because there's a lot of people starting businesses right now. Yep. And they can be little right now, but within it, yeah, I have one of our homegirls that we've known for a really long time, New York. She started a candle company. Mm-hmm. And you can say in the beginning it was little. You know, I never said that, because to me, I'm the same way. Like, I don't care if you're like selling t-shirts, like with whatever you want on the t-shirt. I want the t-shirt and I want to support it. And I'm the friend that like hypes anything up, like, because I truly believe in you should do what you want to do. Yeah. Like in this life, like it doesn't matter what it is, because my friends can look at me like I'm crazy for doing what I'm doing, but this is gonna blow up.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Try
like
it at least one time.
This is going to be like the biggest thing ever. So mark my words. Put the good energy out there.
So a little bit of a callback question. So what would you say, or what would you give advice for someone? Because you said that you lost yourself, or, you know, you lost yourself in the relationship. So what would you say to someone who maybe is losing themselves, or maybe is kind of unsure if they are, or they can't grip, you know, that they're lost or anything?
I think communication and being honest with yourself first, because it's not me. I was the type of person, I guess, because of the background I come from and just the type of person that I am, that I did everything I could to push my husband forward. And that was without him even asking, just because I loved him and we were together, and you know, anything that benefits him is going to benefit me. And then, you know, obviously we had a kid together. So, you know, thinking about just the family aspect of it, but realizing that, okay, sometimes you have to show somebody, like you can, what's the phrase? Like you can teach them how to fish rather than just giving them fishes, because then now you're stuck doing this. You're kind of teaching them, okay, I'm going to keep doing it. Yeah. So, and during that time, like him being on the road, he had to like wash his own clothes, and granted, he knew how to do it before, but we were together for so many years that it was like I was doing it, right? And, you know, so that was like an adjustment for him. And now it's like, okay, now we both do it. You know, when he's home, it's like we're all equally doing something, and not all the strain is on one person. That's awesome. You know, communicating and saying, okay, well, what's fair for everybody? What is it that you want out of life, and what is it that I want out of life, and how can we do that together, even if it's separate, but we coming together for like a greater, a bigger goal, a bigger picture.
Can I just say I'm low-key jealous of Nemo for having, like, I love you, Mom. I'm not saying that you did a bad job. I'm just saying because, like, I wasn't taught these things or even raised around, where there was that communication, where there was that, like, I've lost myself, so let me fix what it is that's wrong with me to be able to move forward. And that's kind of like breaking generational curses or, like, and just, like, getting into that. Because I just imagine, like, Nemo seeing his parents, like, no matter what, and just, loving each other. And then, like, I feel like once he gets older, like, there's probably going to be a time where he might be annoyed by it or something like that. But, in essence, he's eventually going to get older, and then that's going to be something that he's going to pass on to his kids.
Right.
Like, listen, your grandma was like this, just like how you said, like, your grandma. Like, I'm sure your grandma having properties down here, like, that has inspired you in some way.
Sure.
It doesn't necessarily mean, it doesn't necessarily mean that, you're going to have a whole bunch of houses. I mean, if that's what you want, then definitely.
Save me one.
We want houses too. Like, listen, if we're being real, we want houses too. So just like seeing that and being around that, I think is so beautiful. So he knows that, he comes from that. Like, he comes from the kings and queens that, made a way for themselves.
Yep.
And that he can do the same thing as well.
Yep. And that's our goal. That's our goal as parents, for sure. And, definitely want to inspire him. Like you said, my grandmother, she definitely inspired me. Even, she's not here anymore, but she was the GOAT. We used to call her the mafia mom. Like,
mob ties.
Yeah.
She had money in the bank and money under the comforter.
Yeah. Definitely. So, but she definitely, we grew up the same way you said how your dad, like, kind of just put that in your head. Like, people like, you don't have a problem with this, or like, like, I've gained weight since high school, and just like, you're not self, like, it's like, I don't like my weight, obviously, but I don't feel less about myself. Like, I don't feel like, oh, I want to go do surgery, or, and nothing is wrong with that, but I don't have that desire. Like, I still love myself. I still appreciate myself. I still carry myself in a way where it's like, okay, but that's just how I was raised. Like, we were not raised with, like, any hate towards ourselves. Like, what's a no? Like, she spoiled us. She, what's a no?
That's great.
So, yeah, and just kind of, so taking some of my childhood and then breaking other generational curses and just, really learning, because in the Caribbean, they don't really, like, deal with things.
Do you ever feel like, why am I the one who got to break the generational curse? Because, listen, I'll be feeling like that. I'll be like, damn, y'all couldn't do this? Like, damn. Like, not one of y'all could have done it? Damn. You feel me?
I have a couple of little questions here. So, the tongue is mighty powerful. I mean, I think it's also one of my strongest tools as well. So, is there a moment or something that you could pinpoint that you probably spoke to existence and you were like, oh shit, this shit really works,
Dang. Oh, for sure. That I definitely spoke. Yeah.
What?
I don't know if he told you, but I have an online bakery.
Wait, he did not tell me that. We were looking for a baker yesterday.
So I have an online bakery, D Delicious Delicacies, and it's been operational since 2015. I want to say 2019. I don't know, maybe 2019. I was just manifesting all type of things into my life. And my mentor, Chef Schomburg, she's in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. And she said something along the lines of, every morning she says her affirmations and she prays over her business and she says certain things. And I was like, okay, you know what? You do that for every other aspect of your life, do it for your business. So I wrote out like a paragraph. So something for me to read every morning specific to myself. Like, wasn't like the generic affirmations online, and it included gaining 5 clients every day, becoming a celebrity baker. And I said that for like months and months and months. The first one was an overseas basketball player one of my childhood friends, her sister coincidentally got my number from someone, and she needed a cake. And then her friend ended up getting it from somebody else, and she's like, you know, it's okay, I'll, you know, maybe next time. She ended up referring me to a chef from Atlanta. He contacted me. He was like, at like 7 in the morning. And he was like, I'm going to go with you because you're literally the only person that responded to me. And I wrote 5 other bakers just in case. So he didn't tell me who his client was. He just said, look, you're going to go deliver to this restaurant on the beach. It was the Salt Bay restaurant. Mm-hmm. So went, delivered it. When he posted it, that's when I realized it was a basketball player. That was the first one.
Who was the basketball player?
I don't even know.
Casually be like,
I don't even know his name. Like, I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't.
Hey, I just bake, bruh. I just bake and write and manifest.
I don't even remember. But last summer.
Do you remember the name or no?
No, I don't think I told her about that one. Yeah.
She's looking like, dang.
So the following, so last summer, that was like maybe like March of 2019. So then June of 2019, someone calls me. It was like late Saturday or Friday, something like that. And it was like, we need a cake for tomorrow. I was like, what do you mean a cake for tomorrow? What type of cake do you need for tomorrow? And it was like, well, we need it for 100 people. And I'm like,
for tomorrow?
For tomorrow?
I ain't no baker, but I know that.
So I'm like,
I've made a box cake before, so.
That should take time.
Right. It's a process.
Even the icing, it didn't come out the best, but it took some time.
So I was like, okay, so tell me. He was like, it's going to be on the news. And I was like, okay, so now like my anxiety is going. I was like, okay, let's figure this out. This is what I can do for you. This is how much it's going to cost. And he was like, okay, let's go a little bit smaller because they had like a smaller budget. All right, cool. Boom. He was like, all right, I'm going to go ahead and send you the picture of the invitation so you can see it, whatever. So I'm like, all right, cool. So sent him the invoice, they paid. I called my friend because she does like all my graphics, sent it to her, and she's like, all right, she's pulling it up. And she's like, Nikki, are you fucking serious? I was like, what? What happened? I was like, oh my God, now you're making me nervous. You're making me nervous. She's like, you don't know who this is? I was like, I don't know. They told me it's going to be on the news, but I don't know who it is. She's like, it's Hassan Whiteside. I was like,
dang.
What are you?
You're just like, Hassan who?
Right. So I'm like,
I think I went to high school with him.
I was like, am I supposed to know who this is?
Heat Nation.
Right. So I'm like, all right, let me go ahead and pull it up because you're making me nervous. So I pull it up.
Googles.
I was like, oh shit. I was like, now I'm nervous. Oh my God. Okay. So now I'm like, all right, so I can't, because I was like, I'll give you something simple, I'll try to do the best that I can. But now I was like, okay, now you're telling me it's his 30th birthday. It's going to be on the news. It's going to be on social media. And it's for Hassan Whiteside, who apparently is, at that time, was like a big deal.
No pressure.
No pressure. But needless to say, I got it done, got pictures, and everybody was happy. Everybody was pleased with it. So then, I've done, this year I did, cakes for Lauren Gray. She's a pop star in California.
Okay.
So she had like a pandemic video shoot. So when she released her video called Cake, she had me to deliver cakes to, people that were in the video. I was supposed to do a cake for Super Bowl. The one who Shakira.
Wow.
Twitter actually reached out to me because that was actually her birthday. Super Bowl was on her birthday.
Yeah, it was. I remember that.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So I was supposed to do a cake, but they ended up canceling the event that they were doing afterwards. So they didn't do it. But, I do my due diligence. I do what I have to do online, with Google, because that's pretty much how everybody found me, was Google. Well, Hassan Whiteside was a referral, but all the others are, they come from Google. So
this is something that you basically manifested. Like, this business was something that you would affirm, and you just pray, you just put in the universe, and it just came. That's awesome.
Yeah.
I had to read because he sent me your it's like, what is it, like a published?
Yeah, the
publicist
published, yeah.
thing. And I'm like, I read this. I'm like, does it say anything about her cakes? That's awesome. That like took me way by surprise because you're a woman of many hats.
Yeah.
And that's very inspiring because it is the Ambition Hour podcast. So it's, you know, it's ambition. It's, you know, going to become like going for what's yours. One of my favorite things as well is like becoming the best version of yourself. And so I just feel like that's what you continuously do, like throughout your entire life, just like from the conversations that we've had. And I think that that is so inspiring.
Thank you.
That black girl magic. I love it. So tell me, during this pandemic, what has been the hardest thing for you as a business owner?
Finding supplies.
That's something that I've heard, like through social media, because
business had to close down because they didn't get their supplies.
Yeah. So finding supplies for the bakery.
Yeah. So like at first it was like eggs, which is like you can't bake a cake without eggs unless it's vegan.
Yeah.
But then slowly it was just different things. Fondant at one point in time was like really hard to find, and then obviously like the cake supply stores, they're depending on packages. So if they don't get their packages, then certain things that we can't buy from them.
Yeah.
So that really, I mean, it didn't stop business now because I've made more money during the pandemic than I did before.
I know that's right.
So it has, I mean, it's to the point now I was like, all right.
She said the checks is coming.
I need a break.
Listen, don't say that because
right,
a break might come and then you're gonna be like, damn, I shouldn't have said that.
Well, I'm going to Puerto Rico for my birthday, so that'll be my break. I'm like, all right, that's gonna be my off time where I'm gonna be far away from the kitchen. So
and then it's also when the book drops,
right?
So I'm sure that's like not like pressure, but it's like I'd rather just be on an island while my book drops. I'd rather be on an island, you know, ass out, titties out, with you know, on the book drops. I told y'all, listen, I'm getting to the bottom of the cup. I've been wanting to go, and like I've never been to Puerto Rico, but I've been definitely wanting to travel, and so I'm very happy for you. You're gonna be dropping the book. You're gonna be on an island. And I think that that's great for you. I think that you deserve it, especially if you've been working as hard as I'm seeing in my head that you're saying that you've been working. How has, because I've seen some crazy ass videos like about virtual learning for kids. How has that been with Nemo?
Big sight.
It was okay, right? It was okay until his dad, because so initially I was waiting like this school year, when this school year started, I was waiting his school.
He's in what, second grade?
Second grade.
Okay.
So we were waiting for his laptop from the school. They had to like get it in and download all the stuff. So he's in my room on my computer, which happens to be right next to the bathroom door.
Okay.
So it was all cool because his dad wasn't here. It was just really me, him, and her just at the house or whatever. And then his dad comes and it's like, he's in our room. So, you know, he'll tell him like, okay, turn off the camera. I gotta go to the bathroom or whatever.
Nemo, I forgot to turn the camera off.
It was not, because at first he didn't even realize it. I happened to come in the room and, you know, because Nemo, he goes on break at a specific time. So I'm like, okay, checking to see if he's going on break. So then his dad just comes. He has a towel and everything, but he comes and because Nemo's back would be turned to him anyway. So Nemo can't see him. So he walks. And I look up and I look at the computer and I'm like, the camera's on. I was like, hey, Nemo's in school. He's like, the camera's not off. I was like, no, did you tell him this? So Nemo's like, oh my God.
How embarrassing,
I was
Dad.
like, okay. But thankfully his dad, he's really dark and our room is like a maroon color. So he kind of probably just blended in.
I'm done. She said, I'm glad his dad is dark and the room is maroon.
He kind of just blended in, so.
They thought it was a Zoom glitch.
Right.
Oh, man.
It would have sucked if he walked by smiling. Oh my God. It's funny because that's exactly what I was picturing. Not like when I asked you the question, because that's what I've seen.
Right.
I've just seen, like, there was this one where I've seen like the mom is smoking. I've seen one where the mom is butt ass naked. And like, cause the kid is like pointing at where I guess something that like she's looking for, and literally like she's butt ass naked, and then it's like, you just hear the teacher like, I forgot the kid's name, so and so, turn your camera off, please. And I've been watching the 85 South show, and they were saying how they were because one of the guys, he has a kid, and he was telling his kid how he wants to hear when like there's like a mom popping off on the teacher, because like you know how now like the mom is there, you don't have you don't have to call me. I'm right here. We can talk about it right now, face to face, like in front of all of the kids. All of the kids. Ham, did you have any more questions?
Yeah, I got one more. So so I have one more. So allegedly, let's say, okay, I'm speaking to a friend.
Allegedly.
My bad. All right. Well, speaking to someone, and you know the whole love language pops up. So what would you say is your love language? I guess.
Okay, Ham.
What you know about love languages?
You gotta know something at this point.
Yeah, he has me as a sister, which is talking about love languages. We've talked about love languages on here as well.
Okay, so my love language is quality time and words of affirmation. And it's not really necessarily words of affirmation because I don't like take compliments well. I kind of just like, oh, thank you, like that. But
I'm both. I'm like, thank you, and then I'm like, I know.
Right? Yeah. So it's like, I mean, I know that, but I don't like people like, don't break me down with your words. I guess that's more so like your words matter to me.
Yes.
Pretty much. Like that's more so what the love language is, but definitely quality time. Like I could sit in the room and just, we both on our phone or we both watching something different. Like, and that's my son's love language as well. Like, we don't care about you buying us gifts. We don't care about stuff like that. It's just really quality time.
I'm the same. My main love language is quality time. So I love, like, the FaceTime call, we're literally together and we're just, like, in the same room. Like how you said, we can both be on our phones or we can just be watching something. And just, like, that quality time, I think is so important.
What about your husband's? What is his love language?
His love language...
Not that... I don't really... But yes, go ahead. I wonder if it's compatible. Or you're asking for a friend. I'm trying to see.
His love language is... the touch one. What's the touch?
Like, it's not intimate.
It's physical.
It's physical touch.
Physical touch and words of affirmation.
That's the game.
I had to because I forgot.
You're a different person
and
this
then
year.
Right.
It's true. my freaking love language might have changed. But it was the same ones. It was quality time and affirmations. Yeah. And I guess it's the same way. Like, don't break me down with your words because I hold on to them.
Right.
Like, I'm the type that you can say something and it probably doesn't mean anything to you.
Right.
But I'm thinking about it like crazy. I'm just like, man, he really said that. I can't believe him. How hurtful. Why would you want to hurt me that way? Okay, so I have a question that I wanted to ask you. Let me pull it up real quick. Are you having fun?
I'm having fun.
You're having a great time? I'm really happy that you're here. It's like, it's cleansing my spirit to have you here. So how do you stay mentally and inspirationally aligned?
No pressure. Right.
Call back.
I write, meditate. What else? What else do I do? I guess I just kind of writing. Everything is writing. Like, I have to journal everything. I have to meditate and reading. Like, just those things, just kind of filling myself back up.
Yeah.
Because you can get depleted really fast.
And comfortable with the comfort zone, right?
Right. So I have to, like, keep elevating myself, surrounding myself with whatever my intuition's telling me that I need to surround myself with, and just really sticking to that. But just spending time with myself, really.
Yeah.
I have to, like, I'm an extroverted introvert.
Same.
So like
Exactly.
I you put me in a setting and I'll adapt, but I'm gonna need my time to recharge.
Listen, I'm the same way because I'm very personable. I'm very like I'm very open. I can be
Whatever you need me to
yeah,
be.
I can be whatever you need me to be at that moment. But just best believe when I go back and I'm like back in my shell, like it's
Right.
just me. It's my me time. I love one of my favorite things to do as well is I like to write what I'm grateful for.
Right.
So that's something that I journal. I love journaling as well. I've been journaling, like you mentioned that you've been journaling since you were young too.
Yeah.
And I've been journaling, like I have journals from when I was like with NSYNC covers.
Oh
Like,
wow.
yeah. My mom kept it and I was reading it and I was just like, girl, you were stressing about not a damn thing. But you were writing about it. And I
Yeah.
appreciate that.
Yeah.
Because, like, you look back on it and you're like, wow, like, that's how I was thinking. That's what I was worried about. And now it's like, I'm such a completely different person.
Right.
And you see the growth and you see, like, what you even manifested. Like,
Right.
even down to that. Like, it's just crazy. Like, a great example that I use of manifestation is my dad. My dad would say that there was this house that he would grow up going to, right?
Mhm.
And he would tell us, he'd be like, I'm going to own that house. And he would tell people, like, he didn't even own the house, but he would tell people that that was his house.
Right.
And he's like, it's my house. Like, you know, we're going to retire there and all this stuff. And they're going to literally retire there next year. Like, both of my
Nice.
parents, right? So it's like,
That is dope.
yeah, like, so, and then I tell him that, I'm like, you're the one who taught me this. Like, you're the one who taught me to dream big.
Right. Right.
You're the one who told me to, you know, talk about what it is that I want because it's going to happen. And, like, it does happen. So I'm just very grateful that we had such a great person like you here.
Thank you.
With, like, great energy and just getting it like that. You being a baker threw me all the way off guard.
The perfect ambition hour guest.
Yeah, you're the perfect
Like,
ambition hour guest because like ambition, listen girl, you got it.
I'm setting a new standard. That's
yeah, for
facts.
real. I'm gonna have to like screen the other people. I'm be like, hold on, are you a baker?
You got
Do
a
you
book?
have any other businesses? How long have you been
Do you
married?
love yourself?
Do you believe in affirmations? What is your sign?
And you're rising, right? Diablo.
All that. Is there anything that you would like to add to everything that we just spoke about?
And what does your shirt say?
Oh, yes. I read it and I completely forgot. But yeah, go
It says
ahead.
affirm, create, manifest.
And that's the name of the group too,
The
right?
Facebook
the
group.
Facebook group.
Correct.
Nice.
So go on
So
Facebook.
go on
and
Facebook.
We're gonna put the link on there too in the description and all
We
that.
definitely
Yeah.
are.
So yeah, I mean, I guess that's what I would add. I mean, for me, it's just really any interaction I have with anybody, even Facebook group, just in person, my friends, family, just you affirm the life you want, create the space for it to be, and you'll manifest it.
Heard that. And just for fun, do you have any questions for me?
Just for fun. Says the cup is almost empty.
Just getting to the bottom.
You can ask anything now. Hold on. No, but you can definitely ask anything. I'm serious.
I mean, what do you expect to get from the book? I mean, having me here, what would you tell somebody about my book or that you anticipate?
Well, for me, what I anticipate is growth, is learning something about myself that I didn't know. That's something that I definitely anticipate. That's why I wanted the book, because I'm like, I want it because I want to see what it's going to teach me. Because I always believe that I don't know everything. Like, I don't know
That's-
everything, even
That's
about
a wise
myself.
woman right there.
Yeah, like, I don't even know everything about myself, so I just want to learn something. That's what I anticipate. And then for other people, like, I just believe that, like, man, we literally, like, have an author here that, like, wrote a book, and, you know, she's dropping it, and she just shared, like, a story on, like, how what she put in the book basically helped her, you know,
Right.
create this, like, life for her. And I think that's just beautiful. Like, that's beautiful. I'm, like, very inspired. Like I said, I'm very grateful that you came.
Thank you.
And I just feel like I'm really excited because I'm going to start it in November. So that way it takes me into the new year. So then I'm
That's
like,
dope.
yeah, so it's like ending the year a specific way with this awesome book that, you know it just from talking to you that it's just going to be amazing. I know I'm just going to learn so much about myself, that new things are going to come. And 2020 was, I can't say that it was a bad year because just because of a pandemic.
Right.
Like, it wasn't a bad year because of that. Like, for me, I mean, I lost my job, and like, one would say, like, wow, like, you know, what are you going to do? Because right now it's really hard to get a job.
Right.
Because there's 100 other people applying for the one position. You know what I mean? So you go through so many different things. But for me, I'm like, are you kidding me? 2020, I allowed myself to do and learn so many different things. I created a new space in my room to where, like, I just made my room exactly how I wanted it, and organized it, and just got rid of a whole bunch of clutter, and I just feel more at peace with who I am. So I'm just very grateful for that. Dang, I was gonna ask something, but I forgot. Why did that happen? Dang, what was it? Hopefully it comes back. But yeah, so I'm just very grateful that you're here. I want to say thank you to your friend for coming as well, Shanice. She was laughing on the side. Guys, when we were pointing this way, it was Shanice. Over there is Hob. So
Shanice Hob.
Shanice Hob. Y'all know Hob is my B mic. So so I'm very grateful. So yeah, I'm definitely gonna be reading the book. Guys, make sure that you guys check out the book. It's gonna be available everywhere, right?
Yeah, it's already. You can pre-order it on Amazon, Target, Apple, Walmart,
Barnes and Nobles, anywhere you read popular books.
Anywhere, and then you can get an autographed copy from my website, which is www.iamnikkib.com.
And what about your socials? Where can they follow you?
Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, Pinterest. They're all the same thing. Same handle, NIKKI_B.
Nice. And I just remembered, when is your next vision board workshop?
January 30th.
January 30th. Nice. I'm going to have to make an appearance.
Yes.
Because I made a vision board maybe like a couple of years ago. And then I noticed that it just became something that I had in my room. And so I want to do one with more intention. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I feel like when you do the workshops, it's a lot more intention.
Right.
And I just feel like with your energy, it's just going to come true. So...
Listen, on my vision board, when I was walking by after I got engaged, and I was walking by my vision board, and I looked at it. It's like, oh shit, my ring's on my vision board. Like,
show the
I didn't even.
Oh,
he didn't even.
That's yours
from her 2000.
from her.
I think my first one I did.
That's pretty.
Yeah.
And I've like checked off most of the stuff already. So.
Really?
Yeah.
See, that's why I said I have to go.
That's the energy right there.
Can you show the ring one time so they know that this was on her vision board? Get a little closer.
Hold on, man. We gotta turn the lights off, man.
It's blinding Hob
thanks,
from that side.
Those with sensitive eyes, we are sorry.
Thank you guys so much for another week of the Ambition Hour podcast. I want to say thank you to Nikki for being here. Make sure that you check out her book, Create Your Own Magic. Like she said, it's going to be available everywhere. You can pre-order it. Guys, it's not like you're not reading like, you know, a Harry Potter book. This is a book that's going to help you.
Right.
It's going to help you.
It's going to help you. It's going to help the people around you. It's going to help your mindset, which is the most important thing. And so yeah, Create Your Own Magic is going to drop November 13th, which is her birthday.
Yes.
Now, I'm going to hit you up on I got your number, so I'm going to hit you up on your birthday. And
hopefully you go through. Because he's in the island.
Oh yeah.
He's in the island.
She going to leave the interview and block me.
I thought we was friends. Hey, business owners too, get you a copy for the whole team.
Yes. The whole team. Imagine the whole team reading this book from November to like all the way into 2021, and just like imagine what it's going to bring into your business, into your lives, into your mindset. Just get it. November 13th, available everywhere. Like I said, you can get a pre-order. Make sure that you follow her. Check out her website. Ladies, y'all heard her. She says that she was saying manifestations for her king. So
she said notes for her king. Notes for the king. Oh,
no, it's affirmations.
Affirmations
for
for king. Oh man.
Because you know, I'm the type of girl that I didn't know, but I'm the type of girl who speaks good things on the guy that I'm dating. And I didn't realize that until one day I had to actually write, because I like to write. So when it comes to write, like I'll write my feelings down.
Oh my God, that's so me.
Like I'll write a note.
Right.
I'll write a note for him, and like I didn't know that until I wrote that note. I was like, wow, not only did I manifest this, but I'm low key like saying affirmations for him.
Right.
You know, because I just want him to be good.
Right.
Because if he's good, then in turn
we're good. Right.
I just want to see you well off.
I just want to see you well off. Exactly. Exactly.
damn.
Like I just want to see him happy.
Right.
Like I just want to see him good. I want to see him like not in a negative mind state, because then he's gonna bring that to me, and I'm not
Correct.
saying that. Well, no, I don't want that. So,
Right. Right.
I don't want that.
I don't
so
want you
like,
to fuck up my energy,
I don't want you to fuck up
so-
my energy. I don't want you to mess up my peace. And so, listen, I'm gonna say some affirmations for you. I see your vision. So, thank you again. And guys, we're still in a pandemic, so make sure to wash your hands, wash your ass. Drink your water and mind your business. And for the 140th one time in a motherfucking row, it's your girl Claudia Renee with my co-host Top 600 and our beautiful special guest Nikki B. And we are out of here.
It's the ambition hour, baby. It's the ambition hour, baby. It's the ambition hour, baby.
Do you like chop it down?
No.
Personally, I listen to like 2-hour long podcasts.